Again, YouTube, this is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor commentaries. This is where I create your favorite characters from movies, gaming, TV shows, nerd and geek culture sometimes, that kind of stuff, and I just make whatever is most popular or most requested each week by the most amount of different viewers, and I make that here in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor. This is only a feature on the Wii U and PC versions of this game, and that's only Scribblenauts Unlimited and Unmasked. But anyway, we've started off with Conjoined Twins as the source object today for Bismuth from Steven Universe. So, the reason for Conjoined Twins being the source object for Bismuth is because we want Bismuth to have a really wide body, and so the Conjoined Twins, you know, if you remove both heads and the arms, then you can kind of see here that the body is really wide, and I'm putting on Bodybuilder, the back arm of the Bodybuilder, and that's going to be for the tops and the main kind of part of the arms. We will add some hands later on, assuming I have some stamp space. I think that I will, though. This is right now what I'm putting on for the leg. The main part of the leg is a 29-page library arm shape from the 19th page of the 29-page library, and then we're going to take this octopus tentacle piece. It's kind of to the left of the octopus for us, but if you were the actual octopus, it would be its right side. Almost straight tentacle, but it's got a bend right at the top, and that's going to be sort of for these straps and stuff right here, and we'll cover up some of them, so it doesn't necessarily need to look exactly how it's going to look just yet. You know, this is a work in progress. Obviously, we just started. Anyway, this is a frame that we just typed in, and that's actually going to be for the gym right here on Bismuth's chest. And if you noticed, we did paint the inside this rainbow color. In Scribblenauts Unlimited, if you click that paintbrush down there in the bottom middle, there is sort of a library of different colors and textures that you can tap or click to open up, and one of them towards the back is a rainbowy kind of color pattern, and so that's what we did for the inside of the frames. And then this right here that I'm working with is a wafer board. So wafer board is going to be basically like this blacksmith type apron that Bismuth is wearing. It's going to be for almost all the parts of the apron other than those straps going over the shoulder. One thing, of course, hopefully you noticed at the very beginning when we took the head off of the conjoined twins, since there are two heads, that's what a conjoined twin is, you know, you can just kind of set one head aside, but you want to be sure that it's the right head, because we're going to basically be making the head and the body separately for our Bismuth today, which I do in a lot of my creations. The reason anybody would do that is so that they can basically get the most amount of stamp space possible and get a lot of details in, because Scribblenauts Unlimited, even though it's called Unlimited, it does have a limit to how many stamps you can put on a creation. A stamp is basically like, for instance, this belt, which is the letter I that I just put down a little while ago, and those two wafer boards on either side of the letter I, above and below, to be kind of for the lighter kind of mauve-esque color of the apron. And right now I'm working with a blobfish's tail. A blobfish tail was kind of a close stamp. It's not the exact stamp design and everything that Bismuth has in Steven Universe, but Scribblenauts Unlimited is often not a 100% replica, so if you're expecting that, you may fall short sometimes. But I'm putting on Jenny Green Teeth, the back arm of Jenny Green Teeth, and just to go back to what I was saying though about the heads, you know, the one to our right for the conjoined twins, that's the head that you want to kind of have front and center over your torso, you know, so whenever you remove the heads, you can push a little button there. It's kind of near the top right of your panel of buttons there on the left side. It should have kind of an icon of Maxwell's head and a banana and a wheel and stuff like that. That button will open up some green grids, and the green grids basically show all of the moving parts of your creation, the head, the arms, the legs, all sorts of stuff. Whatever it might be that your source object was, you know, it'll show kind of all the moving parts and all the places you can stick different stamps on. And so you want the head grid, since there will be two of them, you want the one on the right to be kind of in the middle. You can move that left head grid away, shrink it down, do whatever you want with it, just get it out of there. But after I put down Mother Nature, the back leg of Mother Nature, and use that as the legs for, or more so the feet for our Bismuth creation, you can see that now we are on the Properties Editor. This is where you can edit health and movement speed and lots of other scripting and things like that for your creations, and in this series, I like to read background information and fun facts about whatever we're creating, and so for this episode, of course, let's talk about it. Bismuth is not just a chemical element with atomic number 83 and the symbol Bi on the periodic table. No, Bismuth is also the name of a crystal gem on Steven Universe. That's obviously the Bismuth we'll be talking about, and she had a conflict of interest with Rose before the end of the rebellion, which led to her being bubbled up and left in Lion's dimension to no one else's knowledge. She has a large, bulky body type with dreadlock-esque hair in several bright colors, and and her gemstone is located in the center of her chest. Of course, since character designs have changed before in this show, let's take all of this to be representative of Bismuth at the time of this recording, which is early August 2016. But anyway, since her hands are able to shapeshift into different kinds of weapons, notably I saw a hammer or mallet shape, we're making her script for after she loses or gains health, Bismuth will get the adjective brave, and then wait a set number of frames, just a bit over 100, and since Scribblenauts won't give us an exact mimic of shapeshifting hands, we'll just have Bismuth then shoot a projectile, which is a big mallet, also approximating her skin tone. Now just for some last minute edits to her design here for the torso before we go on to the head object, notice I put down a minus sign because even though that frame and the rainbow part kind of looks like the gem that's in the middle of her chest, it does have kind of this purple-ish part, almost lavender color right there, so the minus sign was kind of in the bottom left corner of that frame. And so then just adding on the star, that you can literally type in star and choose the one from space, and then a scorpion's upper middle tail piece. Those will be for the symbol on her arm there. That would be Bismuth's left arm to our right. And since we're editing the head now, I just started off with the head as the source object, but then we took the body of an alien. So if you type in alien, just grab that middle piece, the torso, and that's going to be kind of for the main part of Bismuth's head. And then I took a kangaroo and just took the hand of it, kind of like the forearm and the hand, and that's going to be for some of the dreads. But we're also going to go with Joey, which is a baby kangaroo, and take the back arm of that Joey. And that's just going to be for some more flowy pattern and whatnot in the hair so that these don't look exactly all alike, and so that they line up as they're kind of going back with different colored dreadlocks right there. And then we're going to type in a straw. Of course, you want to specify instead of hay, you want the actual drinking straw. And so the drinking straw basically is going to go right there next to the kind of greenish pastel dreadlock. But then we took an octopus tentacle piece again, the one that's like in a very almost 130 degree angle, a wide open V kind of shape. That short little tentacle is going to be for the other part of the headband right here that keeps those dreadlocks kind of flowing back. And then we copied that kangaroo arm, painted it this almost pastel-y yellow bright color right here, and now I'm messing with it and tinkering with it to get it in the right place. This is going to be probably some movements are going to be necessary, I would say, after we've got a lot of the hair colors kind of all placed down. Then it may need to be adjusting things as we go like this, because here is the kangaroo arm copied again, but this time it's orange, and it's actually lining up pretty nicely right here. So I'll just keep kind of shifting them over, and then we'll get the hairs kind of more straight on the top middle part of her head. So ivory, let's use that. That's going to be this kind of light orangish color for the ivory to be that orange strand of hair kind of that we have in the back right now. And then I'm going to type in fang, and we'll use the fang to be this pink part of the dreads going back right here. And so that's all looking pretty good. I may want to actually add in another fang and kind of do this darker, almost purple color right there, just on the edge. I know that you won't see it a whole lot, but it actually does, I think, look more accurate and rounded out when we put that there. So then I'm going to type in a viperfish and take this kind of bottom middle fin right here. It was a light pink color to start out with, but we're going to kind of make it this fuchsia, really neon-y kind of pink. And then we'll type in mola. You can also type in sunfish. This is supposed to be that weird looking sunfish right there, and take the kind of middle body piece of that mola and paint that white. That's going to be kind of the main part of the eyes here on Bismuth's head. And so I've mostly got those where I want them to be. Again, sometimes when I'm editing heads, I'm always like, I hope people don't think this is what it's going to end up looking like. You know, I have to do a lot of different minor adjustments after all the stamps are placed on, at least seemingly in the correct spot. And then a dot is for the pupils within those mola eyes. And then I'm going to go with the 20th page of the 29-page library of shapes right here, and that's those two arms that we use for the nostrils. Then you just go to the 22nd page, and we're going to use two of those, group the ends of them together in this little like almost arch, half arch, kind of top of an arc, I guess, right there for the nose. That'll be the top of the nose, the lines for that, right underneath that mola eye to our right. Take one of those arm pieces that we used for the nostrils again, and put that kind of here on both ends of the smile, or smirk almost smile right there. And the jellyfish kind of upper tentacle piece, the base tentacle part, is for the main part of the mouth. And so then I'm typing in eyebrow, and we're going to do that twice, of course, for the eyebrows. And so that makes sense. And we're going to name it Bismuth head. And so whenever you do a head and a body object separately in Scribblenauts, again, as I mentioned, it helps you with the stamp space space limitations, you can include a lot more details. But this is a very important step, so be sure to remember to go on your head object under the Properties editor and Script under the Equipment tab. Click that third bubble down that says can be worn on the face like glasses. Fill that in. And then we're set. So here on the level, we've got our body and our head bismuth objects, and so we're going to put them together basically by giving the head to our body, like it was an object to give to it. And so then, of course, you wanted to go ahead and edit the body a little bit. And just to see the green grids again, we can turn those on. I'm kind of turning it on and off, so if you see that button activating and turning off again, that's what I meant. And so you can see a really little tiny square to the left here where the head is supposed to be. That was that first conjoined twin's head. But again, it's very important that you took the right conjoined twin's head, the one that's to our right. It would be their left if you were the twin. But anyway, that's the one that wears the glasses and the hats and things whenever you put that on. And so you saw bismuth next to our garnet. I think that we have the head mostly in the position that I want it to be in. It looks pretty accurate. And so we're going to have bismuth fight this evil strong man. That's just so the man doesn't die like in a few hits. There's bismuth's projectile, that mallet shooting off, and you can make the mallet be kind of like a mauve color. But yeah, it looks like bismuth is going to win, although this is actually a closer match than I thought it was going to be, so I'll probably increase her health and damage a little bit in the scripting, just kind of off camera and whatnot. We don't need to spend any more time on that. But yeah, you're going to want her to be a little bit stronger than a man fighting her, and still, it was a strong man. I guess we'll give him that. But yeah, I just wanted to say, of course, the garnet was on screen earlier, and you'll see her at the end of the video as well, because I did want to say I have made other Steven Universe gems and fusions before, so if you're just kind of now joining my series, you can see in some earlier episodes, the crystal gems. I did the homeworld gems at one point. This was before some of the other characters came out, but that's okay. And we've also done opal and malachite as far as fusions so far. But anyway, the requests work again on a top comment voting system, so whatever is most popular and most requested each week gets created. Now, I will catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns.